Hey guys, it's Carol. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect no-cook, taste-safe Play-Doh.
Yeah.
The first thing you'll need is a large Pyrex or heat-safe bowl, to which we will add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of fine salt, and 1 tablespoon cream of tartar. It's actually a powder, and you can find it in the spice aisle at your local grocery store. Give that a good stir, and add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I make sure to get the clear version so it doesn't affect the color later on. Give that a good mix, and add in 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Depending where you're located, you might have to heat yours up to get it back in a liquid form. Here in El Salvador, ours never actually solidifies. Make sure to incorporate that really well. In fact, we're going to go ahead and go on in with our fingers and mush it together, much like you would if you were making a pie dough. Now you're just going to add in 3/4 cup of boiling water, a little bit at a time, so as not to add too much and make it too sticky. But don't worry if you do, because we can fix that later in the kneading process by adding just a little bit more flour. You're going to make sure that you have at least a cup of flour on the side for kneading, as well as food coloring, which is optional but highly recommended because, in my opinion, color always adds value to the learning process. Mix that in really well. Now I want to point out your dough is going to be really hot to the touch right now, so we're going to leave it to cool and rest for about 5 minutes. Sprinkle flour across your counter, and once your dough is cooled, pour that on top. It's going to be super sticky to the touch at this point, and that is totally okay. Just keep adding flour and folding on top of itself. And you're going to think you've lost it at some point, but you haven't. Just keep going. Keep adding flour and keep folding. A pro tip is to add coconut oil to the tips of your fingers so the dough doesn't stick. Once your dough looks like this, it's perfect and it's ready to color. My girls asked for rainbow. So to do this, we're going to go ahead and divide it into 3 equal parts, which we will color blue, yellow, and red. Let's start with the red. First, make a divot in your dough and incorporate some food coloring. I'm going to go ahead and fold that into each other and mix it together. And it's going to get a little messy now, but don't worry. A little soap and water will clean that right up off your fingers and your counter. Add more dye and mix until you get to the proper color. So now we have a red, yellow, and blue. And we're going to go ahead and divide those into 2 equal parts. Now divide the bottom parts into 2 more equal parts. And we can start building our rainbow. Take your large red piece, put it to the side. Take your small yellow and your red piece and mush those together. Now we have our orange. Put it off next to our red. And take your large yellow piece, place that next to the orange. Your blue and yellow small pieces mixed together will make our next color, our green. Place that next to the yellow. Grab your large blue, place that next to the green, take your small blue and your red and mush those together, and now we have our purple. A perfect Play-Doh rainbow.
This Play-Doh recipe is amazing because it's simple, cheap, and best of all, totally taste safe. It's not exactly edible because it's high in sodium and there's no nutritional value. But you know it won't hurt them if and when it ultimately gets licked. What you making?
I'm making cookies.
Cookies?